Hey guys, Mosa here, and today I'm bringing you my Week 13 game between the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears on Thanksgiving Day. Now, without a further ado, let's get started. Now, let's kick it off with the injury report of the Detroit Lions, starting with cornerback Carlton Davis with a knee and thumb injury, along with Taylor Decker tackle with a knee injury, both out for this game. Then we move on to running back David Montgomery with a shoulder injury and wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown with a knee injury, both questionable for the game. Then on to cornerback Terrion Arnold with a groin injury and defensive lineman DJ Reader with an illness. Now, both Reader and Arnold will play, and to be honest, both David Montgomery and Amon-Ra St. Brown will play. Now, losing Carlton Davis is a pretty tough loss for the Detroit Lions defense, and Taylor Decker on that offensive line is also a big loss. But yeah, this offense is going to be the one suffering the most from the injury report, obviously, but I still think they'll do a decent job on both sides of the field, even though they don't have Taylor Decker and also Carlton Davis. It's still going to be a very decent game from the Detroit Lions on both sides of the field. And still, it's against the Chicago Bears, so I'm not really that worried about them. Now, on to the offense of the Detroit Lions, starting with quarterback Jared Goff, running back David Montgomery, but if Montgomery cannot go, Jamar Gibbs will take over. Wide receivers are Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, and Tim Patrick. But if Amon-Ra St. Brown cannot go, Allen Robinson will take over. Then moving on to tight end Sam Laporta, left tackle Dan Skipper coming in for injured Taylor Decker, then Graham Glasgow at left guard, center Frank Ragnow, right guard Kevin Zeitler, and Penei Sewell at right tackle. Now when it comes to the offense of the Detroit Lions, I'm going to be honest, without Amon-Ra and David Montgomery, it would be a little bit tougher for the Lions, although Jahmyr Gibbs is a good running back. Allen Robinson is a decent wide receiver. The passing game would definitely be hindered and most likely be less in this game, while the run game would remain the same, as both Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery are honestly two of the best running backs the Lions have. So I'm not really that worried about the run game of the Detroit Lions, more of the pass game. But still, they got Jameson Williams, Tim Patrick, and Sam Laporta still healthy. And Allen Robinson is a very good, decent third to second wide receiver to be looking at. Otherwise, this team is going to be pretty decent on offense. Now, moving on to the Lions defense, we got defensive ends Zadarius Smith and Josh Pascal. Defensive tackles Aleem McNeil and DJ Reader. Weak side linebacker Trevor Nowosike with strong side linebacker Malcolm Rodriguez. Jack Campbell as the inside linebacker, cornerback Khalil Dorsey, and Terrion Arnold with Team Robertson as a nickelback, Herbie Joseph at the free safety, and Brian Branch at strong safety. Now, honestly, on defense, they're going to be pretty good. Also, they don't have the defensive end, their best one, obviously, due to injury. But still, I still think they'll do good. They got some good guys there in the linebacking core, front seven. Although a bit injured, still a very good front seven. Then you get, obviously, the secondary. You got Carlton Davis out for this game. That's pretty tough for the Detroit Lions, but still, I think Khalil Dorsey would be a decent corner to come in for him. So it's going to be a little bit more of a pass-happy game for the Chicago Bears, but still, the Detroit Lions are still the number one team in the NFL. So this might be no difference for the defense of the Detroit Lions, even though they are injured. Now, moving on to the Chicago Bears injury report, we got safety Elijah Hicks with an ankle injury and tackle Ryan Bates with a concussion, both out for the game. Now, these are going to be some very big losses. Obviously, Elijah Hicks is not really the top. Maybe he could have been used as a nickelback, but still, Like, that's not going to be that big of a loss. But Ryan Bates on the offensive line, that is a decent loss for the Chicago Bears. Honestly, losing an offensive lineman is tough no matter the team. And honestly, the Chicago Bears, even though they have two injuries like this, one to a safety, one to an offensive lineman, I still think they'll do decently because of their replacements. At least we all know Kevin Byard was going to be the safety along with Jonathan Owens, while you got Ryan Bates being replaced by either Darnell Wright and Braxton Jones. Now, in the end, I think that the injury report of the Chicago Bears is not really that impactful for the Chicago Bears this week. Now, moving on to the Chicago Bears offense, we got Caleb Williams at quarterback, running back DeAndre Swift, wide receiver DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Rome Odunze. Then we got tight end Cole Kmet, left tackle Braxton Jones, left guard Tevin Jenkins, center Coleman Shelton, then Matt Pryor at right guard, and Darnell Wright at right tackle. Now, this offensive line will do just fine without Ryan Bates on that offensive line. And then when we go to the tight end, obviously Cole Kmet's a pretty decent tight end. Roma Dunze, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore. This is honestly a very, very good wide receiver threats of the Chicago Bears. DeAndre Swift in that backfield, pretty good. And then Caleb Williams, not done that much this year as a rookie. He's having not as good as a rookie season as he would have hoped. But in the end, I think he'll pull out and still be one of the top contenders for potentially a top quarterback in his draft class. Definitely not number one or number two, but definitely potentially number three, depending on how Drake May performs. Now, moving on to the defense of the Chicago Bears, we got defensive end Montez Sweat and DeMarcus Walker. Defensive tackle Zach Pickens and Gerzon Dexter Sr., I think. Then we move on to weak side linebacker TJ Edwards, strong side linebacker Jack Sanborn. Then we get inside linebacker Tremaine Edmonds, cornerback Jalen Johnson, Tariq Stevenson, and then nickelback Kyler Gordon, free safety Kevin Byard, and strong safety Jonathan Owens. Now, just like with the other injury, I think Elijah Hicks missing this game is not really going to be that big of a deal. I think both Byard and Owens will do a decent job without him. And you got Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson, and Tariq Stevenson, although Stevenson has been on some people's not really that high of a list at corners due to his it was against Washington, I forgot. I think he celebrated before a play and then didn't cover the guy who ended up scoring the game-winning touchdown. Honestly, that's something that really doesn't look good on him, but still, he's a pretty decent corner. The linebacking core and basically the entire front seven, pretty decent, and most likely will be honestly pressuring Jared Goff into doing so much. And probably there's a chance that the Chicago Bears pressure them bad enough that they would actually potentially lose this game against the Chicago Bears. Now, in conclusion, I have this game going pretty much close. I think it's going to be a 27-20 win for the Detroit Lions. Yes, the Lions continue their winning streak, and they continue to be the top team in the NFL. I think the Chicago Bears will fall short as a game-sealing interception by most likely, I'm going to say it might be Alex. No, not Anzalone. He's injured. Malcolm Rodriguez. I think he would be the one to get the game-sealing interception. Probably a pass to Cole Kmet will seal the game. The Lions would then kneel down, win the game. And honestly, the Detroit Lions are good enough that this is not out of the realm of possibility. Now, that was it for this video. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Tweet me any video ideas. Also, tell me down in the comments below, who do you think's going to win today and who's going to lose? Tell me down in the comments below. Now, like this video if you liked it, subscribe, and hit the notification if you want more videos. and I'll see you guys next time.